I feel like this is really important because I know every producer knows how to write, but I know for a fact that every producer does not know how to write copy because I didn't even know what copy was until last year. Someone recommended me a book and I looked into it and I was like, oh, this is how you can have weight with your words. What's up guys, it's your boy Kaze Beat and welcome to Gem Talk. I want to start this series to give you guys some inspiration and motivation / business marketing tips for the producer community. For those who don't know, my name is Kaze / Kaze Beat, but I go by Cody. I've been a music producer for about 3 years, but I started making beats back in 2014. But at this point, I was basically just cooking up a bunch of fire trash for a couple of years without any connections to the producer community. I started listening to type beats back in 2016, and that's when I really started to hone in on my production techniques. I started my beat store in 2019, that was just last year. I've got so much to learn. I'm definitely not an expert. I'm making it my mission to research and experience the many facets of being an online music producer today and then bringing these gems back to you. First, I got to show you something really cool. Check this out. So unfortunately, the first couple of episodes are going to have this bookcase background, which I've hated for the last year, and apparently it took me a year to come up with this simple solution, which is ordering a green screen backdrop. Fabric came in, and I'm still waiting on the tripod. Once this does come in, guys, it's about to be a guas. So to start off this first episode, I want to talk about a really underrated skill. It's not hi-hats. It's not how to mix your low end. It's definitely not about sales funnels. What it is about is sitting on top of that like button until it turns blue, because that would really help the algorithm. Boy, if you don't... I'm just kidding, guys. But really, the thing I want to talk about is writing copy, which is pretty much the fancy term for marketing writing / advertising writing. This type of writing is often used to persuade people, so you can imagine that it's very useful if you want to get someone to buy your stuff. And like I said in the beginning, I'm only a student. I'm not a master, so take everything I say with a grain of salt, but I'm really trying to do my research here. I feel like this is really important because I know every producer knows how to write, but I know for a fact that every producer does not know how to write copy because I didn't even know what copy was until last year. Someone recommended me a book and I looked into it and I was like, oh, this is how you can have weight with your words. If you're emailing your artists with just really simple phrases like, hey, check out my beats, or, buy my beats because they're fire, then it's most likely not going to perform nearly as well as an email that has the laws of writing copy in mind. If you're just an online producer like I am, like I live in Columbia, South Carolina, and the total population here, this is the capital of South Carolina, the population is 150,000. So I'm working with 0 artists here and all of my work is online. So if you're like me, then the pen really is your sword. When your words can really generate these deeper connections, these deeper emotions, and that's when you really have an opportunity to show someone why they should hop on board with your brand. So anyways, there are a couple of books that I've read that I would recommend to you guys. First one that I've got right here is called .com Secrets. This is written by Russell Brunson. For those who are not familiar, Russell Brunson is the king of ClickFunnels. But you can learn a lot about how to write pretty good copy just from simply reading this book. Even though it's about ClickFunnels, there's a lot that goes into the words that you're sending to your customers. So the thing about this book is it was recommended to me by Steven Cymatics. I went to his event in Atlanta and I got to ask him a few questions. If there's one book you could recommend to me, what would that be? And he said it would be .com Secrets. So I immediately went and picked it up. Highly recommend .com Secrets. 10 out of 10 would recommend. Go tell a friend. How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards. This was recommended to me by my mentor. So I started reading this last year. I remember looking at this title and thinking, how to write copy that sells. And the only thing that I could think about was copyright, like music law copyright. Obviously, that shows you how little I knew about anything with business. It's really helped me open my eyes into the different types of persuasive writing that we can do in order to get our customers to purchase our products. It's been a huge help for me. I'd recommend this again. It's How to Write Copy That Sells by Ray Edwards. Another big gem that I want to give you guys is to reverse engineer the email marketing campaigns of other producers and even other brands and companies that are outside of your niche. So I'm going to give you an example of an email that I look forward to every single day. All right, so looking at my screen, this is Jasmine Star. Now, first off, I never signed up for any email list of hers. Like, I got an email randomly one day, who the hell is Jasmine Star? But somehow I became hooked into the email and the writing. So I started thinking about it and I really wondered what it was about that email that got me hooked in and didn't make me mark that email as spam. So I'm just gonna do a really simple breakdown of an email that I got from her a couple weeks ago. So as we see, the title here is "Help Me, When Should I Start?" There's a keyword in the title, it's help, and that kind of piques my interest because it makes you want to figure out what the heck she's talking about. So the beginning of this email says, "For so long, I've tied my worth to an outcome. Basically, I liked myself more when I met a goal, when I considered my efforts a success. It hurts to admit this, Cody," using my first name. "It hurts because sometimes, no matter how hard I worked, the results were out of my hands. Have you ever felt the same?" Asking this question is really a good tactic to really get me to think on a deeper level. When I start thinking this way, I'm automatically more invested in continuing through reading the entire email. When this happens, we are free to believe we are worth far more than our hearts can imagine. Sending you love, Jay, blah, blah, blah. You know, it's personal. And at the very end, she says, "P.S. If you're looking to try something new or add something to your business, I invite you to listen to this podcast episode." Right, so this is a pretty straightforward, simple call to action. She just wants you to check out her podcast because she knows that she probably struck some kind of emotional chord in you as you were reading through this email. So you can imagine, to the right audience, that this would be pretty effective to get them to click on your link, you know, a certain call to action. I always try to refer back to a point in my life that always acts as a parable to try to give a lesson or talk about something that I learned to my audience to give them value in some small way. And then towards the end of my email, I'll promote something like a free beat or a recent YouTube video that I just posted up. Overall, I think this email is a pretty good example of copy that will create an emotional tie with your audience and will get them to click on your links. So another great email list to sign up for is called Producergrind. And obviously this brand is a little bit more relevant to me because I'm a producer and this company gives a lot of gems to other producers. There's definitely a lingo that a lot of us producers use, and Producergrind does a great job making the emails sound casual and familiar. So just to recap, make sure that you're studying how to write copy. I've recommended a few books so that you could level up. Always try to reverse engineer the copy of the people that are finding success. I think I've been rambling on for long enough, so I'm going to stop the video here. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Smash that like button if you haven't already, and make sure you subscribe if you want to join the Kame House. And again, I appreciate you so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you soon. Peace.